Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rukakadash. This your Akim Madrilazil, back with another quick lesson. Also want to give double honors and a salute to the men I learned this truth from. Shalom, Barakatham. Yeah, I began this lesson with, witchcraft is real. If it's not, why wouldn't it be mentioned in the Holy Scriptures? You know, and the primary supreme warlock or witch is no other than Esau Edom, sepulchral white man, and that witchcraft is being used today through the methods of television, Hollywood. Like if you go into the word wood, it actually means possessed, mad, you know, insane, mainly possessed, man. So he's possessing the people through his witchcraft, through television, movies, things of that nature. His media source. But after this, I got a video that pretty much, you know, Esau exposing himself. Like this is what they do, man. They practice in, you know, the dark art of black magic, you know, witchcraft because they are witches. But see, we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that they're only operating through Yahweh Shai, so they're operating on the left hand side um, of of the power that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is allowing them to gain access, you know. But they're nonetheless are working through Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, but through the left hand side. But I got a precept right here. But us, Salakia, but us the righteous, we know not to involve ourselves in such madness, you know, such wickedness. We know not to indulge in this type of lifestyle. We're just aware of it. We know who's the source and whose is being conducted by the sources who, no other than Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and who's actually conducting or making these things, you know, pretty much manifest on the physical plane is through the works of Esau, you know, but it's all by the hand of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. But I got a precept. It's the book of Ephesians chapter 6. I'm going to start at verse 11. It says, it's like you put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So we already know what that devil means. Let's go into it.
Strong's G 1228. Diabolos. Diabolos.
Diablos, and it means profane or slanderer, slanderous, accusing falsely. You know, false accuser, slander. And also, let's go to the second definition. Says, you know, the metaphor applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of Yahweh, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. So we already know that man is no other than Esau Edom, sepulchral white man. So let me read it again. It's the book of Ephesians 6 and 11. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. So we know the end of the world. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. So we know that to be true. So that's why it says, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. So we already know who are the rulers of this world, which is Esau, Edom, the elites among Esau, the subclane white man. He is the ruler, or the elite families are the rulers of this world. Against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against the spiritual, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So we know they set up on high, because the world was given to them pursuant to Job 9:24. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. And after this, I'm about to show a video, a short clip of Esau Edom doing what he do, man, being the wicked.
The magical rituals demonstrated in this video are performed by practicing magicians, not professional actors. These rites were recorded inside an actual magical temple, not on a Hollywood soundstage. The techniques shown are authentic and very effective. Viewers are warned against casual experimentation with these methods. Mind-altering substances should never be used in connection with this practice. Only mature persons in good mental and physical health should undertake these activities. This system should be approached with the same respect one would accord to a full-contact martial art. This documentary is offered to the public as an educational introduction to an ancient Western tradition of psycho-spiritual development that has been misunderstood and maligned. Practitioners of Solomon's magic are not Satanists who make pacts with the devil. They are spiritual explorers in the deep caverns of the mind, carrying with them the lamp of wisdom and armed with the power of God. These be the 72 mighty kings and princes which King Solomon commanded into a vessel of brass, together with their legions. And it is to be noted that Solomon did this because of their pride. And when he had thus bound them up and sealed the vessel, he, by divine power, did hurl them into the depths of a lake in Babylon. I'm Poke Runyon. I'm a cultural anthropologist and a ceremonial magician. For the past 25 years, I've been studying and practicing our own culture's unique and powerful form of shamanism, while other anthropologists have completely ignored it. I've been fortunate enough to rediscover and reconstruct the actual techniques of ancient Western ceremonial magic. In this video documentary, we're going to take you along on an expedition to a strange world, in many ways more mysterious than the upper reaches of the Amazon, but a lot closer to home. For the very first time, we're going to show you the actual methods by which wizards and warlocks of olden times invoked holy angels and evoked lesser spirits to visible appearance and even had conversations with them. What you're going to see is real. These techniques are just as effective today as they were 1,000 years ago. These methods have nothing to do with mind-altering drugs. and you don't even need any special psychic talent. These are the secrets of a lost art that anyone with imagination and determination can master. The modern Almadel is combined with the traditional double cube altar. We have shielded the candles at the four corners, and an incense chamber below has been added, with slots cut around the central compass rose to allow the rising smoke to surround our crystal shoe stone, which is placed on our master mandala that unifies the Goetia and Almadel systems in one all-encompassing design. Notice that we've placed low stools around the foot of the altar so that 4 or more people may sit and gaze up at the smoke-shrouded crystal, haloed in spectral light, with nothing else in their field of vision. Now, let's see how this works in actual practice. Before every magical operation, whether of invocation or evocation, we open our circle and call down the archangelic guardians of the quarters with a Golden Dawn style invoking ritual of the Lesser Pentagram. And at the conclusion of the ceremony, we will employ the banishing version of the same rite to close and seal the gateway between the worlds.
Ata, Malkut, Vega Buddha, Vega Duda, Deolam, Om. Amasha O. Adonai. Ahea. Ata, Gibor, Leolam, Adonai. Before me, Raphael. Behind me, Gabriel. At my right hand, Michael. At my left hand, Oriel. Around us flame the pentagrams. Above us shines the six-rayed star. Ata, Malkut, Vega Buddha, Vega Dula, Leolam, Om.
We call thee, great Archangel Raphael, in the name of Tetragrammaton, Amashao. Come to us, O guardian of the Eastern Quadrant, master teacher, loving healer, wielder of the sword of truth, and Lord of the aerial realm. Come, we beseech thy presence here upon this holy table. Shine forth from this pellucid crystal. Grant us a glimpse of thy glory and a whisper of thy wisdom. Raphael, 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 Raphael. As the soft chanting continues, each person around the circle will invoke in his or her turn until the altar top is haloed with an electric blue aura of astral energy, shot through with golden rays of light. Then you know you are on holy ground, and the angel may speak through any one of you. You may not see Raphael in the crystal, but you will certainly sense his presence. You will feel his power, and his voice will speak within you. Until you have made such a connection and established such a bond with all 4 of the archangels, you must not venture further into the darker realms of Solomon's magic.
Yeah, so lucky, yeah. After watching that short film, Amen. And I think it's defined as Solomon's magic or something of that nature. See, we know that King Solomon had went off, but as it's portrayed in this on that short clip of Esau Edom doing what he do, um, working through the left hand side, which is Satan, and that's the reason why they're doing what they're doing, you know, dressing in all black, you know, um, pretty much um, participating in black magic, man, or the dark art of witchcraft. But we know that King Solomon, he was an Israelite, and even though King Solomon went off, there Esau Edom is trying to portray like this is what King Solomon was all about, which that's totally false because Israel was commanded by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, that we should not indulge in witchcraft. But I'm going to go into a story of Solomon and the reason why Solomon went off and what was the consequences behind him going off. This is the book of 1 Kings chapter 11. I'm going to start at verse 1. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, Salakia, and Hittites. Verse 2. Of the nation concerning which the Lord Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, Ye shall not go in to them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon cleaved unto these in love, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Lord, Yahweh, his power, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and after Melcham, the abomination of the Ammonites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord Yahweh, and went not fully after the Lord Yahweh, as did David his father. Then, Salakia, did Solomon build an high place for Chemosh, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Moloch, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise did he for all his strange wives, which burnt incense and sacrifice unto their gods. And the Lord Yahweh was angry with Solomon because his heart was turned from the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice. And he had came, Salakia, and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods, but he kept not that which the Lord Yahweh commanded. Wherefore the Lord Yahweh said unto Solomon, Forasmuch as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and will give it to thy servant, Salakia. So let's go into that word servant, because King Solomon went off you know, which was the first commandment. Thou shalt not, roughly paraphrasing, um, worship any other God other than Yahweh. That's how King Solomon went off because he fell in love with these other strange wives and started disobeying the covenant with the Most High Yahweh and started pursuing these other false deities. So let's go to the word where it says, I will rend the kingdom from thee, and I will give it to thy servant. Let's go into the word servant.
Strong's H 5650. Eved. Eved.
And it says slave, servant, manservant, subjects. So let's go into Brown, Driver, Briggs, Lexicon, Salaki. Let's go into the Hebrew Chaldees lexicon right here. If you can see at the top, it says servant. Who among at the top? Who among us, the Hebrews, was commonly a slave? And let's go into right here where it says Genesis 9:25, and it says a servant of servants, the lowest servant. So how about Shem Yahushai rend the kingdom from him and gave it to who? A servant of servants, the lowest servant. So who is the lowest of the low, man? Who is the basis of men, So we know who the basis of men. Let's go to the book of Job 30. And I'm gonna go to the point. This is the book of Job, chapter 30. I'm gonna start at 7. Among the bushes they bray, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth, man. So we already know who that is referring to. That is referring to no other than Esau, Edom, man. They were children of fools, yea, they were children of base men. They were violent in the earth. And recognize that word base men. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it. Let's go into the word. Let's go into the word base. Just for clarification. Right here, the now version, it says bottom of anything considered as its support foundation. Well, matter of fact, let's go to the adjective. It says low, of little height. So the base means low, man. Low, lowest. Let me see. See if I can find it. Yeah. It said, yeah. The adjective, I guess it's the best one. It says base means low, of little height. It says bottom of anything considered as its support foundation. Pedestal, right here. Yeah, pedestal, man. So, how about Shem Yahushai raised up an adversary? It's like it. I'll get a little ahead of myself. Let's go back to 1 Kings 11. It's like it right here, where it says, 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 11. Therefore the Lord Yahweh said unto Solomon, for as much as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee and will give it to thy servant. So servant means, slave, manservant, you know, subject. And it says what? You're going to servant of servants. You know what I'm saying? So who's the servant of servant? Those are the Esau Edom, man. The basis of men. And let's prove that notwithstanding in thy Salaki, notwithstanding in thy days I will not do it for David's thy father's sake, but I will rend it out of the hand of thy son. Howbeit I will not rend always Salaki, howbeit I will not rend away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe to thy son for David my servant's sake and for Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen. And it goes right here at the bottom. It says Solomon's adversary. 14. And the Lord stirred up an adversary unto Solomon, Hadad the Edomite. He was the king's seed of Edom. So that's the basis of men. So how did Yahweh Shem Yahushua rend the kingdom from King Solomon? He stirred up an adversary, man. And that adversary is still present to this day, which is Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Esau Edom is currently in rulership right now, because this devil was given a portion to rule as what? Not only Solomon went off, but the whole entire 12 tribes of Israel went off. And just like Solomon, which is our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai, just like Solomon went off and got punished by these Edomites, these red devils, we are being punished by the same devils, which is at the word adversary is going to it.
Strong's H 7854. Satan. Satan.
Yeah, Satan. In English pronunciation, Satan, man. That's what adversary means. It's adversary, one who withstands. Adversary in general, personal, or national, superhuman adversary. Satan. That's what the adversary means, man. Satan, an adversary, somebody adverse to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So Yahweh Shai stirred up this devil, the Satan, which is no other than the Edomites, man, unto Sodom to rend the kingdom from him, man. So these Edomites pretty much took the kingdom from the Israelites as of this moment, because we went off, because our transgressions. That's the reason why they was able to um, do the things that they're doing now, because just like King Solomon went off and transgressed against Yahweh, so did the nation of Israel. So let's go into Slakia. Let's go into the book of Deuteronomy 18. Let's go to verse 10. Let's go to the point. That the reason why I'm going into this, because according to this video, Esau, the self-proclaimed white man, is trying to promote that Solomon indulged in witchcraft freely. This is something that we know that Solomon altogether was righteous, but the wives of these other nations pretty much persuaded him to go off. But Solomon is righteous, and is from that righteous seed, and he's actually the king of kings, which is Yahweh Shai. That's why he's on the right, standing on the right hand side of his father, because that's the righteous side, which Israel is a representation of the righteous, and Esau, the self-proclaimed white man, is a representation of the wicked. On the left hand side. But we know that that's forbidden for the nation of Israel to indulge in witchcraft, sorcery, things of that nature. And Deuteronomy 18 pretty much explains that. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18 and 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, Salakia, or a wizard, or a necromancer. So let's Salakia, let's go into what that word necromancer means. It says necromancer. It says sorcerer, adept in black magic. And you can see then below it says witch. It says female magician, sorceress. And later use, especially a woman supposed to have, I ain't gonna go into it, but it pretty much it says, a necromancer is what? A sorcerer, man. Adept in black magic, that who practice black magic, man. And that's a commandment that Yahweh Shem Yahushua forbid the nation of Israel. That's why it reads Deuteronomy 18, verse, let's go at 10 again. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch. So a necromancer is the same thing as a witch. Pretty much it's a warlock, what Esau Edom is, man, and what that clip pretty much showed. That's what they're doing. And add up in, black magic, or a charmer, or a consultant with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord, and because of these abominations the Lord thy power doeth divide them out from before thee. Salakia. Read that again. Deuteronomy 18 and 12. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord Yahweh. And because of these abominations, the Lord Yahweh thy power do drive them out from before thee. So the nation of Israel, which is the chosen nation, shall not indulge in witchcraft, man. That's a commandment for us not to be involved in. But what Esau Edom is trying to promote is that, Solomon was that type of man. But that's contrary. The wives of these other nations that Solomon took as wives, concubines, etc., turned his heart from the Most High, man. And that's why Solomon went off But in general, Solomon was not um, involved in this type of art, man, which is the dark art, which is wickedness on the left hand side. Solomon is and was a righteous man, you know. But I wanted to bring this video out, that video out, because Esau Edom is, and witchcraft is real, man. And that's what Esau Edom practice on a daily basis, man. And that's what they do. They do summon, you know, these spirits on the left hand side to try to attempt to gain, you know, some type of advantage. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, we pray to the Most High to help us to overcome this devil. And we don't indulge in witchcraft. And I just want to make that clarity that neither the King Solomon, as is trying to be portrayed in this video. You can catch that movie on Tubi, you know, and it goes, I think it got a couple episodes that goes into, you know, the dark art. But I just want to make a quick lesson on it. I hope the body was edifying. I'm gonna end it off there. Before I end it off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash. Again, this is Akim Azil. Lord willing, I'll be back with another lesson. Also want to give double honors and a salute to the men I love this truth from. Till next time, Shalom, Barakatham, and a barber ball. Shalom.